Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Thank you very much for tuning into my page today. Today, my special guest is all the way from Australia, and I'm in Newfoundland. So we are 10 and a half hours in the difference in time. So it is quite remarkable that we can use technology and connect with other business owners around the world. And that's one of my favorite parts of doing this business is I get to talk to people all over the world. Australia is a place I've always wanted to go and never visited. And but the business is allowing me to visit and pop into these places all over the world. So my special guest today is JC, and he is from Australia, and I'm going to get him to introduce himself. Thank you very much for being my guest today, JC, and we look forward to hearing your story.
My pleasure, my pleasure. Good evening, good evening. From Perth, Western Australia. My name is JC Caridad. I'm originally from the Philippines, and I'm an emergency nurse by profession. And yeah, I'm from Perth, Western Australia right now.
That is awesome. And you're an emergency room nurse. You have probably been very busy in the past couple of years.
Oh yeah, especially when the pandemic started. Yeah, the pandemic has just brought a lot of pressure and stress, not just to nurses, but people who work in the hospital as well.
Absolutely. I don't envy you. I have the utmost respect and for all that you do and for all that you've gone through. So hats off to you. You guys are the true heroes behind this pandemic for sure. So given that you have been so crazy busy these days, and I'm sure working so much overtime, why on earth would you add to your plate and take on a digital business to boot?
Well, you said it, overtime. Well, as nurses, and especially right now with the pandemic, we're so understaffed. No hospital has a lot of staff where everyone is looking for staff. And there's so much pressure in the floor. There's so much stress that we are constantly in emotional burnouts. So because of understaffing, it's because of the pandemic. That's why I was trying to look for another income stream to help me. But I wanted to find a different income stream that's that I can do safely and comfortably. Something that I could do at home, or I could do, and so jumping on the online space was perfect for me.
Wow, that is pretty cool, actually. So with so much on the online space and on the internet today, how did you come to realize that this was something that was legitimate and real and worth investing your time and energy into?
Yeah, so I was watching because I like YouTube. I was watching a lot of videos.
Yes.
So I came across an ad which of this person who eventually became my coach. And I saw the ad. First, I just didn't watch the whole thing. The second time I saw it again after 10 minutes. So I think I watched it. I gave it a try. I watched the whole thing. Yeah, it did interest me, but I was skeptical at first, definitely, with a lot of scams in the internet, of course.
Yes.
So I did my own research because I didn't want to do networking. I didn't want to do pyramid or multi-level marketing. I also didn't want to do selling. Like, I'm a nurse. This is my only job that I know, taking care of patients. So I wasn't keen on selling. I wasn't keen on recruiting. I wasn't keen on making phone calls to strangers. So I did my own research, definitely. And I've also watched a complimentary webinar, which gives me like a background of the business model. And then I decided to jump in. There's a pre-coaching video, and plus there's a coaching call where you could ask anything under the sun. And basically learn more about the business model and what you do. I believe it is important that we understand the business model itself, and that we can do what the business requires for us to be successful.
Absolutely. Wow. So many truths there. And I think for me too, the biggest thing was you get to talk to a real person. It's
true.
It's just not emails going back and forth. You actually talk to somebody that is real, and you can answer or ask any question and they'll answer them. So that part is good too. It was one of my things that really solidified it for me too. Okay, so you started the business, you've jumped in. Since how long have you been online doing the business?
Oh, I'm pretty new. I started in November 2021, just last year. So, and
Okay.
I'm already seeing results.
Wow, that is awesome. Good for you. So in the 4, 5, 6 months that you've been doing this, how long, I mean, what would you say is your biggest challenge that you've met so far?
Well, probably the challenge was from my side because I'm an emergency nurse, like you said. We're always understaffed, roster is very bad, schedule's very chaotic, especially during the lockdown seasons and
Right.
yeah, and with the pandemic. So, but I had to just, decide, make a decision. If I really want this, if I really want to secure my future, and if I really want a better future. So, and then I made a decision, and then there I found time. Because whenever you make a decision in life, that's when things will fall. You'll have more time, you'll be more focused in life. You just, put your whole attention onto it.
That's right. Wow, so cool. Well, I don't want to keep too much of your time or keep you away from your evening. I know you've probably had a long day. So I just want to ask one final question for all the viewers that are out there and have probably watched the webinar, or maybe they're just seeing this interview today and for the first time they're wondering what it's all about and what they should do if it's something they could do. What would be some last minute words of advice that you could give them that would possibly encourage them to make a decision one way or the other?
Well, guys, with all the uncertainties, the chaos that's happening all around us, regardless if you're a professional and non-professional, you have a good job already, wherever you are in your career, we all need to have um, a, we all need to have to secure our future. We all need to have a different income stream. It doesn't matter if you have a high-paying job. Right now, the pandemic has proved us that everyone is disposable. Nobody is
That's true.
permanent. So I'm encouraging you guys to secure your future, and this digital business can definitely help. And just reach out to any one of us, and we'll be happy and glad to show you around and to guide you to start your own digital business.
Amazing words of advice from Australia. Thank you so much for being my special guest today. I pray many blessings on you and your business as you can continue forward.
Thank you.
And may you be amazed at the growth in just 1 year, because it truly is an amazing business. So thanks so much. And that's it for today, folks. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of our interviews with business owners. We'll be back again next week with another one, and we'll see then where we end up in the world today. So thanks, everybody. And thanks for watching. Bye.